It's a rental. It's a rental. All right, guys. So now, real quick, we're gonna have one of my good friends. My man just spilled popcorn all over the place. No, get a napkin, something. Somebody help him. Somebody help that guy. Next up, yeah, we got one of my friends and a great teammate, JT Barrett, is gonna come up. But first, before he comes up, I just have a little story about me and JT. You know, JT, that's my guy. He a big time guy. Yeah, he big time. Yeah, he gonna talk to you. But no, in all seriousness, you know, I was a transfer guy here. I transferred from the University of Louisville here last year. So I was sort of a new guy still, kind of finding my role and everything. And so this past spring, I'm at the airport, about to go to New York City, Big Apple, you know, see some family, and my plane got delayed. So I'm like, dang, I'm about to just sit here. So I'm like, on my iPad about to bootleg some movie or something. I got all the bootlegs, but I know God forgave me. I prayed about it. He still loves me. But yeah, so my flight got delayed, and I'm like, man, like, what am I about to do? So I look over, and it's JT. I'm like, oh, what's up? So, you know, we just started talking, and they say, you know, his flight got delayed. So, you know, we sitting there for about an hour just talking about life, like football, whatever. And they say, you know, our former coach, who used to coach me, who now coaches the Rutgers, walks up, and we started talking to him. So it was just like one of those crazy things, you know, I got to really sit down with one of my good teammates and just talk about life. And I feel like that rarely happens because we're all athletes, we're so busy, we're going. And it was just an awesome opportunity for me to get to know JT. So this is just an awesome moment, and I'm so proud and so excited for him to come share with you guys tonight. So give it up for JT Barrett.
Talk to him.
All right, so I guess this is my second or third time being up here, just telling my story basically, how Christ has impacted my life, whether it be on the field or off the field. So, let's start back to the beginning. So I'm about 4 years old, and my mom, she was like, hey, we're getting up, we're going to church. I'm looking at mom's like, you messing up my Tom and Jerry time on Sunday morning. And I can't even get my Frosted Flakes, you know what I'm saying? Like, you tripping. And I was just trying to figure out, because we went to a couple different churches and just basically see what's the best church for us and find a church home, right? And it was by the time my little brother, he was stopped crying all the time. He was a little crybaby, so that's when we were able to take him to church. And so that was like the first time it hit me sitting there for like 2 hours sitting in church. And I'm like, sheesh, like, Mom, what's up? Like, you know, I'm like 5 and I was sitting there and I really don't understand what's going on or anything like that. And as I got older, I'd probably say I had to be about 2nd grade, 8 years old. And I got like involved in church, and I was an usher at the door, you know what I'm saying? I had the programs out of my thing. I also sang in the choir. I'm an awful singer, but also my mom made me do. But so I started getting involved, and I really enjoyed going to church and meeting different people and hearing their stories and things like that. And so I'm 8 years old, never forget it. So I'm sitting down, and we had the invitation for Christ, so he opened the doors of the church. I'm sitting there. And I just got hit with the spirit, like it just hit me. And it was just so wild. Like, it was one of those things, if you're a Christian, you know that it was just God, like, touching you, and it was just all over my body. I started crying, and I'm 8. And so you think, like, man, you really don't have, like, problems to go through, and, you know what I mean, what problems you got at 8 years old? I mean, that's the best time of your life, right? But I'm 8 years old, and I get hit with the Holy Spirit, and I just knew it was God, and it was just so crazy. I go to the front of the church, and couldn't really explain what was going on, honestly. I mean, everybody's looking at me, you know, they wanted me to speak and kind of like basically say, why'd you come up here? And, you know what I'm saying? Well, the door of the church was open. And I really didn't have a reason. I was just like, man, God just touched me. And I wanted to get baptized, and I wanted to give my life to Christ, and I was 8 years old. So that was a really special time in my life. Like I said, I was really involved in church. And then as I got older, I guess I'll probably say junior high to high school, kind of got away from God. I mean, I still went to church. I was still usher at the church, still singing in the choir. Really didn't like it that much, but it was kind of not a priority in my life. So I'm gonna fast forward to my senior year in high school, right? So senior year, I just committed to Ohio State. I'm balling right now. You hear me, Bunker? I'm balling. And, so It's my senior year, and I'm balling. It was like game 5, and I had like so many touchdown passes. And I don't remember. But anyway, I felt like I was balling, feeling myself, right? And then I'll never forget this play. So let me paint the picture for y'all. So it's a pass play, and I scramble out to the right, and when I go to run, my knee's planted, and I got hit from behind. My knee goes underneath, I tear my ACL. Didn't know it was torn, so I hop off the field. I was like, it can't be that bad. I'm hopping off the field. I wasn't crying. So I tear my ACL, and that was a really down point in my life as an athlete. You know, the ACL, that was kind of like it's like the worst thing, honestly, like when you think about injuries. So, and it was, like I said, I felt like I was balling. It was senior years gone. We were supposed to win state that year, so I had all these things like set off, planned in my life. And then I turned my ACL, and I was really angry with God. I was like, what's up? Like, Jesus, I thought we was cool. Why would you do this to me? And I really was blaming God. I was like, I mean, I knew I wasn't as close with you, but I wasn't terrible. But actually, what was the crazy thing about it, so I was asking those questions for about 3 weeks, trying to figure out, like, why did this happen? And kind of blaming God, like, God, you did this to me, like, I had everything going in my life, like I feel like I was on the right path, but I really wasn't mentally being that. I thought I did it all by myself. Like I was really confident and cocky where I was like, man, this is me doing all this. Like all these plays I was making and this and that, that's all me. Like, I don't know what y'all talking about. O-line, what y'all talking about? I wasn't doing nothing. I was out there running around. Receivers just catching the ball. I put it there on the money. I don't know what you're talking about. So all these different things that and that was the thing, I never vocalized it. It was always like in my head, and not to that extreme. I was kind of putting a little much on it, but I was just cocky in the way I was going about my life, I feel like, and I think God allowed that to happen just to let me know, like, hey, this is you and me. It's a two-way street. This is me and you. I'm allowing you to do this, and with me allowing you to do that, you also have to be able to open up and show people that Christ is in your life, and you need to talk about Christ in your life. And that was something, it was one of the number one things I'll never forget it, because so I'm sitting there and mad, trying to figure out why my ACL was torn. And, you know, we have those conversations with ourselves as athletes, and even as people, we talk to ourselves more than anybody. So I'm talking to myself, and I'm sitting there, man, why is this happening? And then it just hit me, and that was the thing that it was, that this is not all about you. That it is about me. You need to glorify me and recognize that without me, you wouldn't be doing any of this. And so that was something, that was a major point in my life when it came to Christ. And then since there, I was really focused on trying to make sure that God was a focus point in my life, whether it be on the field of football or even in my life outside of football and off the field. And so then I come to Ohio State. Me and my man Tom in the back, and we started talking about life and talking about Christ. And now I go places and talk to people, just tell my little story that I got. I mean, I'm not a big person at all. I mean, I am a quarterback at Ohio State, but I'm just a normal person. I just throw the ball kind of good. But going on to college, so I break my ankle, right? So we're playing the team up north, and I break my ankle, and I was really like, "Ooh, God, what's up now?" What happened? Because that one, I really didn't understand the point of it, because I wasn't feeling myself. It was more of those type of ones. Well, maybe he was allowed this to happen to prevent me for something else. Because who knows how I would have acted if I was the starting quarterback after we won the national championship. Who knows how I would act? I probably would act plumb stupid. But that was the thing. And for the longest time, I think that's really what it was. It was just one of those things like, you know, like I said, he doesn't have bad things. He doesn't, I guess what I'm trying to say, he didn't purposely like tear my ACL. Like he doesn't do that, but he allows things to happen, and he allowed me to break my ankle. And I was just trying to figure out, you know what I'm saying, what was happening. But I think that's really what it was, to kind of step me back and recognize once again that this is Christ in my life, allowing these things to happen. And that's the thing, like I'm not up here trying to paint the perfect picture that, you know, I'm this perfect dude and I got everything going, because I mean, I'll be lost all the time, honestly. And the conversations I have with God have definitely pulled me out of the down times that I've had as an athlete here, because it's not always peaches and cream, definitely. Playing quarterback here, it's definitely rough. But something I also wanted to say was, what do I want to say? Oh, so going into things that have happened in my past. So I'm gonna be open with y'all. So when I got a DUI, right? So I got a DUI. I was driving somebody home, and we were drinking at my house. I drove my home, and I was going back to my house. A lot of people don't know the story. They just seen it on ESPN, roll across the ticker, and really know the story. So I got a DUI, and I'm sitting there trying to figure out the same type of thing. I was like, man, why did this happen? And these things that when I'm sitting there thinking to myself, I was like, I really can't explain it. But with that one, I really think if I didn't get a DUI, something worse could have happened. Like I could have killed somebody, I could have killed myself, all these things that could have transpired if I would have continued to drink and drive. And I think that the things from in my past, like people ask me all the time, they would be like, well, do you regret things happening or things like that? And I really don't, because the things that happened in my past, good or bad, that have made me who I am today, and I'm a better person for it, I believe. And I think that's something that we all could really take the time and think about. Like, bad things are going to happen, that's regardless, that's part of life. Everything's not fair, and the good things are going to happen as well. But the things you learn from the bad, that makes you a better person if you definitely take the time to learn from it. And then the good things, you try to figure out why the good things happen, and then try to build off of that. And that was something I wanted to express, because as athletes, we all know that everything's not great all the time. We have our ups and downs, our slumps, whether it be in our sport or just in life. Doesn't matter what has happened, whether it be family problems, your boyfriend, girlfriend, all these different things, friends mad at you. Like, all these things could happen to us just as human beings, but I think that you really don't try to regret the things that have happened. You definitely need to learn from the bad and then build off the good, and it makes you a better person at the end of the day, and I truly believe that. And without God, man, like I said, who knows where I'd be? I'll probably be, I don't know, I couldn't tell you, somewhere in Texas, probably. I'm glad he's here, because, like I said, I don't know where I'll be. But really grateful for letting me come out here and just tell you my little story. I'm just a young cat from Wichita Falls, Texas, trying to continue to be better and keep Christ moving on in my life and help people while I'm doing it. So thank you.
Appreciate it, JT. So he was pretty mellow there. If y'all don't know, he the ultimate hype man at halftime. If y'all ever need a halftime speech, get this man. But I do just got one real quick question for you, man. How do you stay level? How do you stay level with all these things going on? You know, we got football, so we got Coach Meyer. And if y'all don't know Coach Meyer, he will put you on blast in front of the whole team. Like, he got somebody today. But just with everything we have going on, how do you stay level, man?
So what I try to do is reframe things, right? So this is, I'm trying to think of it as a kind of Christian point of view. Nothing's coming to me right now, but I definitely reframe things. So Coach Myers yelled at me because I missed a pass. And everybody can see it. If I ever miss a pass in the game, this is what I'm telling you, and you look to the sideline, you see Coach Meyer tripping, that's what I'm talking about. Because you always be tripping. Get that off my chest. All right, so that's what happens. So he's always yelling at me, and then I can't even get the next play because he's still trying to look at me yelling. Anyway, I try to reframe things because I know he means well, and even things that, like, try to go back to Virginia Tech, we lost in 2014, and I promise I was the worst human in Columbus, Ohio. Like, everybody hated me. I would scroll through the comments on like my Instagram, and I was like, sheesh. That's how you feel. So, I mean, with that being said, I try to reframe things, and then some people just really don't understand. You could definitely, y'all can attest to that, being athletes, that they really don't understand all the things, all the planning and things that go through, whether it be a game. But I know I'm not a perfect person or a perfect quarterback, but the simple fact that I try to reframe it. Coach Meyer, I try to say, like, hey, Coach Meyer, he just wants the best for us, and so him yelling is trying to make me better. So I think about it, even though it's a little harsh. But then also too is, like I said, when it comes to fans and the things I have to say is just like, well, you try to focus on the people that really do matter, whether it be your your teammates, your coaches, the family that you've all created in your different sports, and then just understand that God is always there for me. I don't try to accept all of it. Like I told you earlier, when I was in high school, I was like, man, the running backs, the receivers, they didn't do that. I was doing that, so I don't do that anymore, which is good. But I definitely try to give the praise to other people, knowing that as a quarterback, you definitely need everybody to play their part and do their job in order for you to be successful. So I definitely try to push the praise away from me. And I think that's something I do, and it's quiet confidence, try to be humble in what I do. Still have confidence, because we all have to have confidence in the sports that we play, but make sure that you don't have to